So every year I like to do a trash audit. Hey, I'm Mo. I mostly make booktube content. I mostly make content about books, but something else that is very close to my heart is my zero waste journey. I have been going zero waste and plastic free since 2017, and on this channel I want to make sure that I am also talking about that lifestyle. I think booktube and zero waste can go hand in hand. I think they have a lot of things that lend themselves to each other, and I think it's an important conversation on YouTube in general and in the different communities within YouTube to talk about zero waste, how we can reduce our waste, how we can reduce our plastic, how we can make content, make videos that we love while protecting the world and making sure that the future is a better place for us and for other people. I talk a lot about zero waste on my blog, madcatquilts.com, which is always linked below. It has bookish content and zero waste content. It has sustainability content. One article that we do on madcatquilts.com is called 6 More Months to Zero Waste. And this is where we take 6-month blocks to challenge ourselves each month to become more zero waste. So we tackle one challenge per month for a 6-month block, usually leading up to Plastic Free July and then for the end of the year. I have been doing this on my blog for about 2 years. And what I decided I wanted to do for 2021 for my channel was to create a very similar challenge, but we're gonna call it 1 More Month of Zero Waste. That way, anytime you come to visit my channel, whether you are starting with us right now in January of 2021, or whether you come to it 10 years later, you can set yourself on a path to get better at zero waste, better at becoming plastic free, more conscious of the choices that you make in your daily life and how they affect the environment 1 month at a time. Our first challenge for 1 more month of zero waste is going to be doing a trash audit. Now, a trash audit is very, very simple, and I encourage everyone, whether they're interested in going plastic free, whether they're interested in zero waste or not, to try this challenge. It's basically just to keep track of, for a limited amount of time, what waste you're generating and what you're throwing away each day. You've seen the zero waste lifestyle bloggers, you've seen the zero waste advocates holding up their trash in one mason jar, a year, 2 years of trash, all fit together. That's a little bit unrealistic for the average person. What the average person absolutely can do is divide their trash each day for a limited amount of time. We're gonna be doing 2 weeks, into a few different categories, and then checking that at the end of the 2 weeks to see where they generate the most trash, where their trash is going, and what they could cut out or cut down on in their lives to produce less trash overall. So the steps to do a trash audit are incredibly simple. You can keep a notebook near your trash and write down each item that you're throwing away. You could separate your trash into different piles or compartments or trash cans. The way I like to do it is to keep a different trash can for each different element of trash and see which items fill up fastest and see which items I'm using the most of. I took a little clip of what my trash looks like right now. This is the kind of raw, real state of our garbage situation. Here we have our garbage that goes in the landfill. Here we have our compost. Obviously there's scraps all over right now. This goes out into our backyard. Here we have our plastic bags that go to plastic film recycling. Those we drop off. Here we have our recycling. Our recycling is mixed, luckily, so we have cans and cardboard. This is also some cardboard that has to go into our recycling. So that's the state of our garbage at the moment. We use recycling and landfill trash and composting. Those are the 3 trash departments in my life. In our house, we mostly recycle aluminum, cardboard, and glass. We try to avoid plastic as much as possible, but some plastic does make it in there. Plastic film is another recycling angle. That one's a little bit more complicated because they don't pick it up. We have to take it somewhere to get recycled, but that is an area of recycling that we have as well. My landfill trash currently has cat waste, any kind of human waste that can't go in the compost, and any kind of small plastic items or non-recyclable items go into landfill trash. This is probably smaller than our output for recycling. We try to get as much recyclable objects and throw away as little as possible. And then the third area of our trash is compost. So anything that can go in our compost pile, that's food scraps, that's certain paper goods, we try to compost. Even though my trash is already much less than a normal family of 2 with 3 cats would output, every few months I like to do a trash audit and see what kind of trash I'm generating and where I can cut down. For 2 weeks in January, what I want to track is what my landfill looks like, how much of it is plastic waste, how much of it is biological waste like cat waste, and how much of it is other categories. I'm going to be looking at my recycling trash to see how much aluminum versus glass versus cardboard versus plastic I am sending to recycling. One item of our landfill trash that I really want to examine is the cat waste. I think we can start a cat manure pile. You can't use cat manure or cat compost for your vegetables in the summer, but you can use it for fill around the yard once it's degraded into dirt. Because we do have 3 cats and they do create a lot of waste. We do spend kind of a ridiculous amount of money on cat food and cat litter, getting them the best available items. I would like to see less of that go to landfill, where it is going to turn into methane gas and not decompose correctly, when we could theoretically be reusing that, turning it into dirt and using it for maybe our flower beds or fill around our property, or use it to plant fruit trees or other items that aren't, the food isn't directly related to the dirt. So what areas of waste would you like to track for this challenge? You could simply start recycling if you haven't done that before. Put all your recyclable materials into one category and all of your landfill into another. You could isolate all your plastic and see how much plastic that you're using, what plastic items are going into landfill or what could be possibly recycled. You could track your waste in any number of ways, but I think that the first step towards a zero waste lifestyle will always be to see what you're wasting and how you can reduce that waste. So to divide my trash up for this particular trash audit, I am just taking paper bags that we got at our local grocery. Last time we went grocery shopping, instead of bringing our own bags, we just got some paper bags. We do this periodically. We use paper bags for our trash anyway. We don't ever buy plastic trash bags. We don't ever put our trash in plastic bags. This is a really good way for dividing your trash. Like I said earlier, another way that you could do it is to just write everything down as you throw it away. But to me, that's much more complicated, and it's not as much of a visual cue as to what trash I'm actually creating. So the more ways that you want to divide your trash, the more trash bags you'll have, the more physical space they'll take up, and the more you'll be able to see what actual physical waste you're throwing away and where that physical waste is going. Is it going into a landfill, or is it going into your garden, or is it going to a recycling center? Let's check back in 2 weeks at the beginning of February, or in 2 weeks from whenever you're watching this video. You can check in with the next video. We'll do a little recap of how our trash audit went, and we'll work on another challenge for another month so that we can become zero waste one more month at a time. Good luck in tracking your waste. Have fun with it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.